Okay, in a previous video I looked at getting clarification and I feel like I missed quite a significant technique or strategy, so I wanted to go back and do this in a little more detail. Okay, so in the previous video about getting clarification, if you didn't hear something, you might just say, "I'm sorry." What did you say? I didn't quite catch that. Could you say that again? Okay. Here I want to look at getting specific clarification. And I want to use 3 examples to help me here. For example, somebody says to you, "I work in the CSR department." Or, "Let's schedule the meeting for 20:30 GMT." Or, "That's going to cost £75.20 per unit." Okay, they're speaking very fast and maybe you didn't catch what they said. But you can tell from the context that here they're talking about their place of work, here they're talking about a time, and here they're talking about a price. Okay, so what can we do in this situation? Well, one thing is we can use our general techniques. I work in the CSR department. I'm sorry, what did you say? So we can use "I'm sorry." But we can also use a specific question word. Okay, so I work in the CSR department. I'm sorry, where? Let's schedule the meeting for 20:30 GMT. I'm sorry, what time? That's going to cost £135.20 per unit. I'm sorry, how much? Okay, so I'm sorry, where? Or I'm sorry, which department? I'm sorry, what time? I'm sorry, how much? Is a good way to show that the thing that you didn't catch, the thing you didn't understand, is specifically the place or the time or the cost in these examples. Yeah. So we can say "I'm sorry" and question word. We can add "Did you say?" So I work in the CSR department. I'm sorry, which department did you say? Let's schedule the meeting for 20:30 GMT. I'm sorry, what time did you say? Okay, that's going to cost £75.20 per unit. I'm sorry, how much did you say? Okay, we're getting the idea here, yeah? We can also make the question longer if we understood enough of the whole sentence. So, for example, I work in the CSR department. I'm sorry, which department did you say you work in? Let's schedule the meeting for 20:30 GMT. I'm sorry, what time did you say you want to have the meeting? That's going to cost £75.20 per unit. I'm sorry, how much did you say that's going to cost? Okay. In some cases, you can actually get rid of the "did you say." So again, I work in the CSR department. I'm sorry, what department do you work in? Let's schedule the meeting for 20:30 GMT. I'm sorry, what time do you want to schedule the meeting for? That's going to cost £75.20 per unit. I'm sorry, how much is that going to cost? Again, is the same thing to get specific clarification. You can add the did you say, or you can take it out. You can just use the question word. I'm sorry, how much? I'm sorry, how much did you say? I'm sorry, how much did you say it's going to cost? Okay? Or, I'm sorry, how much is it going to cost? Without using the did you say. Okay, probably I'll make a sheet of questions for us to practice with this. Alright, anyway, that's enough for getting specific clarification. Talk to you later. Thank you.